Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the videos from IBPSguide.com.
Hello students, welcome to IBPS Guide. Today our editorial words, these all words are taken from Hindu newspaper. तो आज हम discuss करेंगे editorial words कुछ. These are words are taken from Hindu newspaper and the date is 5th August. 5th August editorial words today we will discuss, and our first word we get, that is unanimously. Unanimously is an adverb or adverb that is a parts of speech. Adverbs होते हैं that is a quality of verb and adjective. The parts of speech which express the quality of verb and quality of adjectives, these are called adverbs. So unanimously, when we take ly with any adjectives, then basically they become an adverb. जैसे कि beautiful, beautifully, wonderful, wonderfully. So ly लगाने से adjectives के साथ slow, slowly, तो adjectives के साथ ly लगाने से जो parts of speech हमें मिलते हैं, that is called adverb. So our first word we get is unanimously. Unanimously meaning without opposition, with the agreement of all people involved. Without opposition, with the agreement of all people involved. Where there is no any opposition, जहाँ पे कोई opposition नहीं होगा, with the agreement of all people involved. सारे people की involvement में कोई agreement होगा, where there will be no any opposition. So that is called unanimously. Synonyms will be without opposition, one word accord, with one accord, and with one mind. With one mind, with one accord, without any opposition. There is no any opposition, with the agreement of all people involved, that is called unanimously. Antonyms will be differently, divergently, and opposite. A committee of MP has unanimously agreed to back his bill. A committee of MPs has unanimously agreed. Unanimously agreed means without any oppose. सारी committee members MPs जो है वो agree किया है to back his bill. So I think it is clear to you जो unanimously recently हम कहाँ पे use किए थे. Which news is very important. The news is very important where we use unanimously. So without any opposition, without any oppose. When all people are agreed to make some agreement, this method is called unanimously. That means action done, and action done, how action is done with unanimously. Our next word we get, that is unimpeded. Unimpeded is an adjective. Adjectives, that is the quality of noun and quality of pronoun. That is the quality of noun and pronoun. The word which express the quality of noun and quality of pronoun, this is called unimpeded. That is adjective, and adjectives, that is unimpeded, meaning not obstructed or hindered. Not obstructed, where there is no any obstacle, there is no any hindrance, that is called unimpeded. मतलब जहाँ पे कोई भी obstruction नहीं होगा, कोई भी रुकावट नहीं होगा, without any obstruction, without any obstacle, without any hindrance, whenever we done anything, that is called unimpeded. So synonyms will be unrestricted, unconstrained, unhindered. Antonyms will be impeded and obstructed. An unimpeded view across the headland. An unimpeded view across the headland. Without any obstruction, without any hindrance, when we do something, that is called unimpeded. So unanimously or unimpeded. Differentiation: unanimously without any opposition, with the agreement of all people, and unimpeded without any obstruction, without any hindrance. Our next word we get, that is augurs. Augurs is a verb. Augurs is a verb. Verbs, you know that is an action word, and verb को हम ऐसे भी कह सकते हैं, that is the heart of the sentence. Without verb we cannot make any, we cannot write any sentence. The meaning of augurs is potent, a good or bad outcome. Potent, a good or bad outcome. Synonyms will be bored. Antonyms will be break, discourage, ignore. The end of the Cold War seemed to augur well. The end of the Cold War seemed to augur well. So potent, a good or bad outcome. Outcome जो है वो good or bad, maybe whatever may be. So this incident is called augurs. The end of the Cold War seems to augur well. Fourth word we get, that is a coercion. Coercion is a noun meaning the action or practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threat. That is a very important word in today's world. The action or practice or persuading someone to do something by using force or threats. फोर्स और थ्रेट से समवन किसी को कुछ करवा लेना, किसी को कुछ प्रैक्टिस करवा लेना, कोई भी एक्शन करवा लेना, दैट इज कॉल्ड क्वेश्चन. Synonyms will be definitely force, compulsion, constraint, and duress. Antonyms will be persuasion. I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't bring in a coercion bill at any minute. So coercion, that is a force or threat to do something. We can say also that to do something with very much forcefully or with some threatening. Our next word we get, that is a rhetoric. Rhetoric is a very common word. Rhetoric means the art of effective. Rhetoric is a noun. ध्यान रखना my dear students. Rhetoric is a noun. So rhetoric can be our subject also. So rhetoric means the art of effective or persuasive speaking or writing, especially in exploitation the figures of speech and other compositional techniques. In simple language, we can say that the language that is intended to influence people. Very simple manner, that is very simple way pe we can remember that language that is intended to influence people. Language that is intended to influence people. So speaking, writing, especially exploitation the figure of speech and other compositional techniques, that is art and effective and persuasive speaking. So people को influence करने के लिए जो language हम use करते हैं, that is called rhetoric language. Synonyms will be oratory, eloquence, and power of speech. Antonyms will be silence, standard, and calm. He is using a common figure of rhetoric, hyperbole. Hyperbole, rhetoric, these all are the figure of speech. So to impress someone, to influence someone, when we use some different type of language, that's why they are called, that is called rhetoric. मतलब maximum speaker जो होते हैं, they have some excellent eloquent power. Eloquent power means that is extraordinarily art of speaking. Oratory power, orator, they are good orator, good speaker. So generally those who are good speaker, those who are good have good power of speech, they all are called the rhetoric person. It is a language and it is intended to influence the people. Hyperbole, you also can say that exaggeration करके कुछ बोलना, बढ़ा के कुछ बोलना, कुछ way very modern manner पे, influential manner पे कुछ बातें करना, that is called rhetoric. Next word we get, that is a ratchet. Ratchet is a verb, and ratchet means a situation or process that is perceived to be changing in a series of irreversible steps. A situation or process that is perceived to be changing in a series of irreversible steps. That is the force up and heighten, increase. And antonyms will be lessen. The upward ratchet to property taxes. Situation or process that is perceived to be changing in a series of irreversible steps. Irreversible steps से जो situation and process जो है, जो change होती रहती है, maybe increase होती रहती है, that is called ratchet. So synonyms definitely will be force up and heighten, increase. Antonyms will be lessen. The upward ratchet of property taxes. तो property taxes जो है ये क्या हो रहा है, day by day upward ratchet हो रहा है. तो upward ratchet, that is a situation, irreversible steps में जब change होते रहते हैं, तो whenever make it is an irreversible make steps, that is called ratchet. Our next word we get, there is a paucity. Paucity is a noun. The presence of something in only small and insufficient quantity or amounts. The presence of something in only small or insufficient quantities or amount. जब insufficient quantity, insufficient amount, जब बहुत कम कुछ होती है, that is called paucity. The presence of something. So synonyms will be scarcity, sparseness, and sparsity. Antonyms will be abundance. Abundance मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा. A paucity of information. Paucity of information. What do you mean by paucity of information? That is something only small. The information when we get, that is very little, very insufficient and very small कुछ thing है, that is called paucity. Next word we get, that is moot. M-O-O-T, moot. Moot is an adjective. Moot. Subject to debate. एडजेक्टिव्स मैं बार बार ही बोलती हूँ, एडजेक्टिव्स इज द क्वालिटी ऑफ नाउन एंड क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रोनाउन. तो सब्जेक्ट टू डिबेट, व्हेन एनीथिंग इज हैज सब्जेक्ट टू डिबेट या डिस्प्यूट और अनसर्टनिटी, ऐसा कुछ डिस्कशन जो विच कैन मेक डिबेट, विच कैन मेक डिस्प्यूट, विच कैन मेक अनसर्टनिटी, दैट इज कॉल्ड moot. Synonymous word will be debatable, open to debate, open to discuss. Antonyms will be accomplished, certain, hands down. Whether the temperature rise was mainly due to the greenhouse effect was a moot point. Whether the temperature rise was mainly due to greenhouse effect was a moot point. Was a moot point. Why? Because it is a debatable point. It is a subject to debate, subject to dispute, subject to uncertainty. Our next word we get, that is impinge. Impinge is a verb. Impinge means have an effect, especially in a negative one. Negative effect, when we take a negative effect, that is called impinge. So synonyms will be affect, have an effect on, have a bearing on. Antonyms will be avoid, dodge, leave alone. Several factors impinge on market efficiency. Several factors impinge on market efficiency. So impinge हो रहा है, negative one जो है negative हो रहा है market efficiency में. Last word we get, that is litigant. Litigant is a noun, a person involved in a lawsuit. So that's why synonyms will be litigator, opponent in law, opponent, contestants. Antonyms will be defendant and suspect. Number one is the represent litigant who is compensated for both costs and counsel fees. So litigant is a person who involved in a lawsuit. So these are 10 words which are taken from Hindu Editorial, Hindu newspaper, dated 5th August. And if you read the editorial and then you get this word, and you can locate easily the meaning of the sentence and meaning of the editorial. So tomorrow again I will come and bring some different type of questions, different editorial words. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day.